I got dizzy when Brett and Kim graduated high school, and they were really excited about the idea, and that was over 2 years ago. And she was a rescue horse too. So I bought her sight unseen, exchanging pictures and information, and had her brought here from Stanwood, Washington. And now I've had her for over 2 years. I didn't know how good that would work out, but she was my first one as a rescue, and she's worked out really great. Because I thought if it didn't work out, well, I could get her ready and rehome her, if things, but it went really well. So Dizzy and me are still together. Dizzy is a cut-up. When I first got Dizzy, I thought, oh dear, I may have bit off more than I could chew. But over time, we have just really spent a lot of time together and bonding. We do a lot of groundwork, which is just playing, horsing around, horsing around, and really just playing, grooming. Sometimes I'll just take her for walks. I just spend time with her. That's all she wants is human interaction. Fancy is Kim's horse, and she's a thoroughbred rescue that was abandoned, and we didn't know anything about her either. We knew that she was real hungry and real skinny, and she had a colt in tow, and both had been left at this boarding facility, and nobody came back. Then we got Fancy home, and she was starving, and she was sad, and she had a really hopeless look in her eyes. And I told Kim, I said, I don't know if we can bring her back from this. I don't remember her looking this bad. But we had her tattoo read and verified, and come to find out she's the very quality horse from the famous bloodlines. And that's how we come by her. Both are free rescue horses.
Fancy was very neglected and needed somebody to come give her a home. So I went to Kent and checked her out. She was really skinny, she had really bad hooves, and she just needed somebody. So I brought her home on New Year's Day, and I've been taking a lot of care of her to make sure that she's healthy again. We've really connected over these last few months, and she just really needed me, and I think I needed her too.
Slaughterhouses are going on in Canada and Mexico, and they're gruesome. There's nothing humane about what happens. Horses are taken to auction. They sell for about 38 cents a pound, 38 cents a pound. And that's why now slaughtering horses has become big business. Now, even with the pet population, the horse population's totally out of control. Overbreeding, the economy has had a lot to do with them ending up homeless and on trucks. Horses are going to auction, and a lot don't make it out. And they're getting on the trucks for 38 cents a pound. That's the reason a lot of rehoming fees, even though the horses are free, they're asking $400 in their ads. That's basically to keep the meat buyers away. And hope that it's, for the meat buyer to pay $400 for a rehoming fee, he can't get his money back in meat. So that's most likely going to keep him away from your horse, if you would have to rehome. So it's not uncommon now to see an ad or people asking for a rehoming fee, and they'll even state no meat buyers. And now the meat buyers too, they have people they'll send in to try to get your horse, but anymore they're getting exposed pretty quick, because like I had said, the horse network is huge. Everybody knows somebody. It's hard to get away from it. And I had rehomed a few horses for the guy up the road, and I had a response to his ad, which sounded really nice. And within 20 or 30 minutes, I had a private message that told me to look out. So we were able to intercept that one. It was someone coming in for a meat buyer for a free horse, because these horses had no fee, no rehoming fee, which made them really high risk for a meat buyer. Well, someone saw my public post where they knew for sure a girl coming in to check out one of the horses was a buyer. So that stopped that little rehoming right there. So that horse didn't go to auction. A lot of people are animal people. They don't care about having pets around. That's good. They know that about themselves. But I think that's the reason me and the kids too, we're really big on spaying and neutering. There's so many more animals than there are homes for them. So just remember that they think everything you think. They can't vocalize it like you do, but they know fear, hunger, pain, love, loneliness, all of that stuff. So feed the ones you can, even the ones you can't, be kind to them. And don't breed them. Don't breed them. If you can't keep them and love them and feed them yourself, don't be having them. Because once you pass them on, you have no guarantee where they're going. You probably don't want to know.
They can sense everything. They sense your fear. They sense when you're nervous. They sense when you're scared. And it all relays back to them. And so I definitely learned everything I know from my mom. And if we don't know something, we go online and we ask about it. We get in discussions. We read articles. And we both understand the connection between a human and a horse.
It's not just a pet. It's not a parakeet that you can put in a cage. It has every emotion that you do. It knows loneliness, it knows pain, it knows hunger, it knows love, it knows all those things. And if you can't give that up, don't get the horse. Go to the boarding stable and rent one or take lessons. Don't buy it and bring it home, because that horse will grieve for you when things go bad. And I'm often wondered, like the horses getting on the auction trucks. They've got to be thinking, where's my human? Because I know, and this is weird, when Dizzy gets hurt, like when she cut herself out in the, her out area out here the other day, the first thing she does is get as close to the gate as she can. She knows she needs my help, and she gets as close to me as she physically can to get my attention. They know fear, they know who feeds them. They're not a pet like a hamster or parakeet to be taken lightly. So not that rehoming isn't fine. Sometimes things don't just work out, and it's okay to rehome carefully and safely, but don't get a horse half-heartedly. And don't buy one. First go out and groom it, hang out with it, feed it. You have to know so much stuff. Network about it. Go on the internet. That's not a light purchase. There's a lot to it, but they're really a sensitive animal. So don't take a horse lightly at all. It makes you think about what's important. Really, it's not important. Some of the things we think are important, no, they're not. I left a pretty normal house and all that stuff to live out here in Hooterville with my animals, because that's what's important, not the stuff. Things that breathe and communicate and love you back, that's what's important. Not that having pocket money and some of that stuff isn't too, but really, as long as the pets are fed and stuff, and you got a dog at the foot of your bed and your kids are calling you and coming by, life's good. And I wouldn't give up my pets or my relationship with my kids or anything for some of this crud these other people have. I'm just lucky. This isn't about the animals now. I'm lucky because I'm in a place now and I'm almost 60, and both my kids were just 20, okay? And yet I don't know anybody that has anything that I want. I have it all. And here I live in this horrible little hellhole of a house. Little house of horrors. It's such a dump that there's birds living up in the walls and crap. But I have my pets. I have two pretty healthy, well-adjusted kids that are both hard workers, and I have a good relationship with them. what do I need? No, I pretty much made it. I mean, I'm where I wanted to be. But I guess I didn't know it. Until I look back and say, there's nothing else that I need or that I haven't done. I have everything.